Josh Allen, proud fantasy life investor Josh Allen, was brilliant yesterday. You know what? He now has more rushing touchdowns than any quarterback in NFL history. He passed Cam Newton yesterday, gets in 2 times there. First quarterback with at least 6 rushing touchdowns in each of his first 8 career seasons. I don't know that there's a fantasy takeaway here from this game. Another huge game from James Cook. But I just thought this was an interesting factoid. Some infotainment, if you will.
Okay.
Just a little nugget, just something you can drop at the bar, impress your friends, impress the ladies.
Yeah, love fantasy nuggets.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just telling you, whether it's a member of the opposite sex, whatever it is, they love fantasy football nuggets at the bar late at night. Trust me on this one.
Tell you about Kenyon Drake.
Yeah,
2022.
Exactly. James Cook was the first running back with 100 or more rushing yards against the Chiefs since Week 16 of 2023.
Zamir White.
34 games. It was the Zamir White game, yes, of your Las Vegas Raiders. Yes, Zamir White.
Another team for you.
I thought the one takeaway out of this, and I thought the Chiefs would win. I thought they'd beat the Bills. They closed 2.5-point favorites. The market adored them. Mahomes' arm isn't what it was. The fact that he couldn't get under that Hail Mary into the end zone, and the fact that he doesn't have the same zip on these throws.
He was in some weird positions, though.
Yeah.
It was a career low completion percentage, 44.1. Career low, not season low.
First time in 9 years that he'd ever had a completion percentage below 50%. Sacked 3 times, hit 15 times. He was constantly under siege.
Yeah.
The Bills' defense, which came in banged up, that's as good as I've seen them play all year. Unbelievable performance by the Bills defense. I think the only takeaway fantasy-wise from the Bills is Dalton Kincaid. And look at Ved, FF Happy Hour regular says Kincaid a top tight end 1 going forward, a plug and play. I kind of think he is. Listen, he still isn't playing a ton of the snaps. 53% route participation. He has only 1 game this year above 60%, but 100 yards or more in 2 of the last 3. He leads all tight ends in yards per target, yards per route run. It just sort of feels like when they want to run the ball, it's Dawson Knox out there. When they're throwing, it's going to be Dalton Kincaid. And so he earns targets at a high enough rate, and given sort of the state of the tight end position, that even though he's not playing a full complement of snaps, I think I don't know that he's a full plug and play, but I think if you were ranking tight ends for the rest of the season, he's clearly a top 12 tight end.
And he probably gives you upside that maybe 4 other guys give you, right? Like, we start so many tight ends that are like, can you give me 5 catches for 50 yards? With Dalton Kincaid, you can have a 20-plus point performance on any given week.
For sure.
Yeah.
Right, there are starting tight ends that are like Zach Ertz is a guy like that, right? A guy is like a 5 for 50
Hunter
with
Henry, Evan Ingram.
That have a shot at a touchdown every week. But
when you simplify it, I think ultimately Dalton Kincaid is the most talented pass catcher for Josh Allen, and that gives you a certain floor and a certain ceiling each week.
Him or Shakir for sure.
I'm fascinated to see what both of these teams do at the deadline. It feels like either of these teams could make a move. The Bills more likely on defense, but if the Chiefs added something on offense, I wouldn't be shocked.
Could you see Breece Hall going there? Like, that's
the Jets are just holding out for a day 2 pick, I think.
Yeah.
So they're not dying to give him away.
They also need to figure out the Josh Simmons situation. I don't think anyone knows what's going on
That's
there.
very,
very strange.
So they need, the issue yesterday was the offensive line and Mahomes being under siege.
Without a doubt.
For sure. The last thing here is just in terms of Kareem Hunt, we thought, maybe he'll get like a massive workload. And he got more, played 81% of the snaps. He got 12 of the team's 17 running back touches, but he did what Kareem Hunt does, 11 for 49, whatever, falls in the end zone, expected.
It's most Kareem Hunt game ever.
Right, exactly.
It's
Catches
funny.
1 ball for 6 yards, like whatever.
He has these amazing runs where it's like he breaks all these tackles and then he gains 7 yards on it. It's like, those runs for Jonathan Taylor go for 90.
He's like a pinball.
Yeah.
Yeah. He
fights hard.
Yeah, he does. He does indeed. But he's again, and they're on a bye this week. They come back. They're at Denver. The expectation is that Isaiah Pacheco's injury isn't that serious, so likely back after the bye. Again, we think the Chiefs will be active at the trade deadline. Who they wind up with, we'll see. The last thing I just want to say is, again, I have to start Xavier Worthy on my team because my team is so terrible. But generally, it just doesn't feel like, as long as Rashee Rice is healthy and as long as Travis Kelce is healthy, it doesn't feel like Xavier Worthy. He's now much more of the Juju, Tyquan Thornton, kind of the other guys. It's like it's Rice and Kelce, and then it's sort of the other guys, all Hollywood Brown. They're all hoping, who gets something versus Worthy being the kind of guy that we saw towards the end of last year.
Xavier Thornton, that's what he's become.
Yeah, he really has been. Really has been. I really needed him that first 5 weeks when Rice was out. That was part of the argument of how I constructed my team, and it did not work out.
No.
Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBCSports.com and Rotoworld.com, and I want to thank you so much for watching whatever it is you just watched, or if nothing else, being too lazy to click out of the autoplay after this video started, after whatever it is you actually wanted to watch finished. But now that you're here, I'd like to take a moment here to ask you respectfully now, okay? I'm asking you respectfully to subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. You'll get the latest Roto-World fantasy news headlines, all sorts of great shows, including my own Fantasy Football Happy Hour. So go subscribe now. Again, I'm asking respectfully.